we can say with quite the confidence that Turkey is making it into playoffs. So I'm going to be curious to find
We
out
can say with
tomorrow.
full confidence,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, exactly.
Turkey has secured the spot, and all Austria needs to do in order to achieve that is to beat Cyprus, but they're going to get a chance only tomorrow. It was Austria's last game in day one. Switzerland and Czech Republic coming up next.
Yeah, so here again, it's going to be an interesting situation. Both of these teams so far have lost a single game to their name, so obviously either side is going to be looking for a victory here. If I would have to judge between these two, I would say, in my opinion, Switzerland have slightly better chances of securing the victory here. But the question, of course, is open as always as to what sort of conversation has happened between these games amongst the Czech Republic players and see what sort of adjustments on the fly are going to be called here, because I'm pretty sure they, used their opportunity to have a look at the game of Switzerland and to come up with a plan.
Switzerland, if they win tonight, they will be looking at a game against Portugal that might be the decider in terms of who goes to the playoffs in that group. And let's see what Switzerland and Czech Republic has prepared for us in terms of starting lineups. Just without hands, Julio 2497, Ranger Brian 98, Cara Baby 12, and Tio 23 Cavas starting the game for Switzerland.
And on the side of Czech Republic, you have Balisek, Balu, Venka Frank, Navy is God, and David 24 Ballin. So a lot of youngsters on the side of Czech Republic here, and a more experienced player in the form of Balu as well. He definitely was a presence and a force to be reckoned with beforehand earlier on today. On the side of Switzerland, you just recently saw that Julio was quite successful with his three-pointers. Tio as well, quite versatile, tends to put up three-pointers, but always is an ever-present threat to go for those fast plays into paint. So if he sees an opportunity to make for a breakaway, he's definitely going to use that.
Switzerland rocking a really balanced starting five. They've got a center, a power forward. Some of the teams fill their starting lineup with guards. That's not the case with Team Switzerland. They get two shooting guards, however, no real number 3 on their squad, which would make a small forward.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be an interesting game regardless here. I think the thing that Czech Republic wants to focus the most here, and that seems to be key to success playing against Switzerland, at least so far, is, again, pace, pace, pace. You need to find a quick opening pace that you can build upon and not really allow for Ranger Brian to set up the plays for Switzerland.
We'll see the real level of the teams in this matchup as well. Switzerland coming back for a second time into a tournament of FIBA Esports Open. They were a part of the first edition. Not the case with the Czech Republic, but
Yeah.
we'll see how their debut goes. They have dropped their first game in the tournament, but my senses are saying that Switzerland is a great opponent to try and rehabilitate a bit.
Yeah, well, confidence booster for either side, regardless of who gets to secure the victory here. Curious, of course, to know as well from Twitch which team is their favorite here looking into this. As I said before, I will give Switzerland here a slight advantage, but I feel like the Czech Republic might have the answers needed, considering that little preview that they had the opportunity to see. Did they use that or no? That's, of course, another different story here. The players are joining the game gradually here, so we're just about ready to begin. So if you are still thinking about, do you need that little quick glass of water or whatever is near you, and now is the time to quickly run after it, because once we start, there's no
way
stopping.
back.
There is no way stopping here, and no more technical issues. That's probably a caster's curse there.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. Renars, you are a specialist of technical issues in
I'm a
our table.
specialist at casting curses as a caster, that's for sure, because I have experienced this so many times in different disciplines as well, where at this point in time, we even used to play in a different discipline, a prediction game regularly, and even though on paper I would have the experience to know the outcome, most of the time I was absolutely wrong, because when it comes to an online tournament environment, anything can happen, and let's find out what's going to happen between Switzerland.
The game is about to begin. The Czech Republic facing Switzerland. Second game for both teams. They have lost their first ones, and if they do have an ambition to advance, they will still have to play against Portugal, but whichever team wins this game will stay alive in their group.
All right, Balu now in possession over to Molitek. Molitek actually makes a break for it and opens things up for Czech Republic with a fast play there. It looks like Switzerland wasn't prepared for such a breakaway. Now Ranger Brian looking to set up a play for himself, just without hands, comes in with a handy screen. A nice pass in the air there, and to finishing things off with a nice juicy dunk by none other than Just Without Hands.
4 minutes and 15 seconds to go. The first quarter has just started, and it's an even matchup, I'd say. At least seeing those teams playing their first games, that is what my eye is telling me here in this case. Both teams can go on to win, and for us, the casters, it only means good news, because we're in for an exciting matchup then. We'll have a tight game. We'll have some juices flowing for both teams. Of course, it's only the beginning. It's only a sense. We'll see how that goes in reality.
I'm curious to see how Venka Frank is going to perform here. We didn't get to see him during the first game. Timeout called here by Czech Republic as well, to sort of reset the positions of their players and put the ball back into play from a different perspective. 11 seconds on the shot clock here. Was open for a brief moment there. Now a pass opportunity. David, 24, ball and gets the dunk in, and 4-4 here in the first quarter. Still 3 minutes remaining for these teams to play it out. Ranger Ryan, again, looking for that opening. He's wide open, can go for a definitely more prepared three-pointer. That was rushed.
It's the last game in our stream, Renars, isn't it sad?
It is, but that's why tomorrow is there to bring the bigger, better action in the form of the final games in certain groups, as well as the playoffs, which are yet to come. A nice three-pointer coming through there for Switzerland, taking the lead here as Venka Frank looking to set up a play yet again for his team. Balu is open in that right-hand side corner. They decide to go for a pass underneath the basket. Of course, that's going to be intercepted as Ranger Brian goes for a quick slam and extending the lead by 5 now in favor of Switzerland.
Switzerland with a sweet start here. Czech Republic, they're lacking experience in FIBA Esports, but we have seen some teams here in the second edition that are trying for the first time, but are trying successfully.
Yeah, David with another quick 2 into his name here. Keeps tabs on Switzerland. Only a 3-point gap right now. Ranger Brian again trying to find these openings. And for Czech Republic, if you take a lesson out of a previous game there, you really just need to have control over him and force Ranger Brian to pass the ball to someone else and not allow him to set up a play for his team. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Tio needs to make a play happen here, and the ball doesn't make it through. Rebound is good, but it's going to be blocked and straight out of his hands. That is Just Without Hands. Loses the ball. Venka Frank now on a fast break. Can't really make anything happen. David over to Balu there in the corner. Back to David, 24, ball in over to Venka Frank. The ball is still in possession for Czech Republic here. They're trying to make that perfect play happen, but sometimes you don't even need to do that. Just go for a shot. The ball spins out of the basket. And a quick 2 in return, in conversion, in favor of Switzerland.
Switzerland is a team with a bit of experience. You don't want to let them build an early lead if you're Czech Republic.
Yeah, they definitely know how to hold a lead here. And for Czech Republic, I think, as I said before in that previous play, I feel like they slightly overcomplicated things here. Now Venka Frank goes for a fake shot just to bait out the jump from the defense. Navy is gone. Nice attempt at the three-pointer, but not good enough. And now Ranger Brian, left wide open, shows how it's done.
Showing his range right here, Ranger Brian was a part of the Swiss squad in the first edition of FIBA Esports Open. He says he's the designated clown in PlayStation parties, but he's the designated scorer right here so far when carrying the team of Switzerland to success in their matchup against the Czech Republic. He's also the captain of the team. And Renars, we are going to have a chance to interview the guy right after the ball game.
Yeah, you already know what I'm going to ask. I just want to find out what's happening with that clown business and what does that entail. Here, in the last seconds in the first quarter here, Czech Republic looking to see if they can put another basket to their name. Venka Frank has the opportunity to go for it. They pass out over to Molicek. Now back to Navy as God. Difficult shot to take. That is contested and unfortunately will not go through for Czech Republic.
They still have a chance to improve their performance and a lot of time. Only the beginning of the second quarter. The Czech Republic is down by 6. Switzerland here looking for options to extend their lead.
Karababy, nice play towards the basket. It doesn't even matter that there were two defensive players around him. Still found a way to make a break for it. 16-8, Switzerland doubling the scoreline of Czech Republic here as Venka Frank holding on to the ball. Back over to Balu towards that right-hand side quarter. Now back to David. Can break a break for it. Decides not to do so. 3 seconds. A shot needs to be made. That dangerous pass to take there. And that ends up being in another rushed attempt here. Ranger Brian.
You have to take advantage of those opportunities when you're playing a game in order to survive in this group stage. However, they miss it from point-blank range. 5 to shoot for Team Switzerland.
What's the plan here? I mean, okay, finally they get the dunk in, but like I saw already beforehand, 2 easy opportunities that they had, so I felt like they're starting to overplay it a bit for themselves here. Venka Frank, pass over to Navy as God, back over to Venka Frank.
Venka Frank, that does sound good.
Yeah, easy. See, those are the nicknames that I like. It's just easy to pronounce, easy to remember, but, you know, having 17 teams with at least 5 people playing, that is a lot of names to remember during the day, so my apologies if we do mix up somewhere here. Teo, in the meantime, nice attempt at the three-pointer. Doesn't go through, just without hands. Good with the rebound. Ranger Brian rushes in to get the ball back in possession. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Goes for the three. Not really contested. Slightly off angle there for him as Venka Frank now trying to set up a fast play. Molicek finds himself wide open underneath the basket. Gets the ball in and narrowing down the point gap only to 6 points right now. Switzerland haven't scored for a while. 2.5 minutes still remaining in the second quarter.
Can you quote to me, Renars, a fun fact about Molicek?
Fun fact about Molicek.
I'll give you some time. It's a really fun one. The guy is being self-ironic. David Ballin here with possession. Balu from behind the arc, and he misses it.
All right, well, Molicek says that his fun fact about himself is, I am dumb. Whatever that means.
I'm not sure if we can tell that from his game. He's really positioning himself well and finding those looks.
You have designated clowns. You have people calling themselves dumb. When, you know, you never know really what that entails underneath that, so we're just going to presume it's an inside joke here. In the meantime, though, Ranger Brian has managed to put himself in a free throw position, taking, of course, again, those granny shots.
Yeah, they're impressive. I'm a fan.
You know, you need to have confidence to do those, if anything, right?
Well, they say that it's the best release that you can practice pretty much if you don't have a soft touch when you're shooting a regular shot. So some of the players who cannot make free throws at all, they go with this. But Shaquille O'Neal, for example, he said that he'd rather miss all of his free throws than embarrass himself shooting using this form.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just personal preference, really. Whatever works for you best. And speaking about working best here, Ranger Brian on a fast break over to Giulio, back to TO23. That bounces out, but the rebound is still good. It's great that they have just without hands in the right place at the right time here. 7 seconds remaining, and Ranger Brian slightly stuck, can make a break for it. Pass over to TO for whatever reason.
A 7-point game, and that, Renars, makes it even more interesting. Czech Republic trying to cut into the lead of Switzerland, trying to compete, and this game is one of the closer ones recently.
And with these free throw continuous opportunities, Czech Republic can easily come back into this. Minute and a half remaining, second quarter, halftime approaching, only down by 5 points. There's still all the time in the world to come back into this, and it looks like slowly, but Czech Republic are starting to feel more and more comfortable playing against Switzerland here. Nice points coming through for them, of course. But I wouldn't jump the gun yet to say that Switzerland have secured anything here.
A wide open look that was. Molicek, however, trying to go all the way. He's forced to kick it back out. Czech Republic not taking advantage of opportunities, but now they are.
Nasty, nasty stuff coming out with a dunk like that. That's a statement dunk there. So making sure that Switzerland doesn't fall asleep here. Ranger Brian now being held back from that three-point line. Karababy comes in. That's a very difficult shot to make. It's super contested. And now the lights start to show here as one more player lights up his hope to break that offensive line of Switzerland.
It's a low-scoring game, actually, and it shows that both teams are trying their best in order to stay alive. David 24 ballin'. He's on fire. Timeout called by the Czech Republic. That is something that they really needed, and I would once again like to remind you that the Czechs are in the bonus. However, they only got 1.5 to shoot.
Oh, a quick loss of possession.
0.6.
Yeah, you can't really do much with that time on the clock here. Let's see if anything can happen. Bam, that's a long shot.
Three doesn't go.
Close enough, but more time on the clock here. 10 seconds still remaining in the second quarter here. Just before halftime, Navy has got looking to set up another shot. Venka Frank can't really find the opening here. Not good. We are back here where currently Switzerland is leading only by 5 points over Czech Republic, and it's a tight battle indeed between these two. We have seen some decent three-pointers, some fast plays, some fast breakaways, some nice dunks and statement dunks as well. Let's see if they can continue up in the same fashion here as Venka Frank now on that three-point line. Pass over to Balo.
Last two quarters in the first day of action in FIBA Esports Open 2, the second edition, as we call it, a long-range shot. It doesn't go. Venka Frank, Czech Republic, finding no luck whatsoever from downtown.
Karababy there is stopped as well, so no real shot opportunity just yet for Switzerland. Giulio as well not allowed to take a shot here. Now back over to Ranger Brian. They just need to make sure that they can control his three-pointer. There you have two players in the defensive zone, but Tio comes in flying, and they find each other with a slither of time remaining there. 23-16 right now as Molicek back over to Navy. Izgod could have gone for a shot there for a moment, decides to play it out. Venka Frank as well faking a shot and goes for a jump shot from the paint. Can't make it happen now as ball back over to Switzerland. Oh, and a mistake there. Ranger Brian lost it in a collision with the opposing player. Back over now to Molicek, who finds himself wide open, goes for a slam. And
he's a high flyer.
Oh my God, just with our hands actually stops him there without a foul. That's a rare occasion, but an unpleasant sight to behold. And they can't finish it off here, Switzerland.
A defensive effort by the Swiss squad. Really, Karababy cherry on top, a trifecta.
10-point lead for Switzerland right now in this third quarter, and it feels like they are ready to shift into second gear and start to look for opportunities to run away with a win here. Still in that third quarter, to have only 16 points to your name and 26 on the other, that, as you said before, it means it's been a close half before. Ranger Brian now. What can he do here? Just without hands comes in to set up a screen. Goes for an opening.
Ranger Brian, one of the key performers for Switzerland in FIBA Esports Open, both Edition 1 and Edition 2. The mid-range J is no good. Swiss squad rocking a double-digit lead, and the Czechs are going to have a time harder and harder as the game goes on. You cannot let your opponents go. Not the case right here. A lob in the air, and it's done by David 24 Ballin.
Yeah, not when David is balling. He still has a
when
few
he's balling,
things.
nothing he can do.
Exactly. He has still a few things to say about this, but just without hands comes in very quickly and does exactly the same, and shows that, their player hasn't fallen asleep just yet, just because he's more trying to set up plays for his teammate Ranger Brian. Now Venka Frank trying to do the same here together with the help of David. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Somehow
what a great dish.
How does
no-look pass by Venka Frank.
Amazing pass, and it still connects, and that means that the communication must have been on point at that stage.
They know each other well. Ranger Brian, he knows where the bottom of the net is. A perfect display right here.
Yeah, Ranger Brian quickly reminds to Czech Republic why he needs to remain covered defensively, and they cannot give them these three-point opportunities. Almost an interception there, but Czech Republic remains in possession of the ball, and now Ranger Brian in a prime position to make a break for it. Finds himself wide open. Why not take the three there? Pass over to Julio, now back over to Ranger Brian.
A really humble guy.
It just feels like sharing. He feels like sharing, Julio here have some glory too as well. Back over to Caro Baby from the corner there. Not good this time, just without hands. However, as good as always with that rebound. Caro Baby, another opportunity for him, and one opportunity as well.
No, he missed the shot. But
doesn't get it this time. Yeah. 42 seconds remaining here in that third quarter. 11-point lead as he fails to make the first free throw. Make it 12 this time around. So still nothing out of the unreal realm for Czech Republic, but they really need to amp up the pace here.
Switzerland building onto their lead slowly but surely. Venka Frank kicking it back out. Bellew, Venka Frank from the corner. He's no good. Czech Republic rebounding well in this ball game, but a bad pass here from Molicek.
Ranger Brian now being held towards that three-point line. Can't really find the opening. Tio is there to take it back over to Julio. Ranger Brian is open, and he's going to go for a shot here, I feel like. Just without hands comes in with a screen. Go to the left and just take the shot there. 2 seconds remaining. Runs the clock down, and that ends up still being in possession of Switzerland as everyone tried to go in for a grab.
1.2 to shoot. They need a quick one. Czech Republic.
Not enough time, and the last and final quarter of the day, it has begun. Last 5 minutes of gameplay on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. 12 seconds. Ranger Brian's shoelaces are untied. He falls almost to the ground. Molicek now in position. Again, could have just played it through there. Decides to play it outwards. Perhaps a set play is in mind the Czech Republic wants to achieve here. David Ballin.
Can they find their way back? At least they're finding their way inside the paint. The lead is cut to 10. It's picked away. Czech Republic on the break once again. Molicek, are we in for a thriller for the end of the day? This is the question that the Czech Republic and Switzerland, both teams, have to answer.
I mean, it would be upsetting for Switzerland if they would lose the game at this stage. They just need to remain in control, and that's a 3-second violation there.
Infrazione, 3-second violation.
Yeah, how it goes. I mean, we've seen plenty of those today here. You sort of forget where you're lingering at, and that's what ends up happening. And it's also what ends up happening when you again leave Ranger Brian wide open. Do we not take notes here, or is it just us?
You only need 1 second to convert a look like this.
Of course. Well, we're going to have the opportunity to hear from the players themselves as well after this game, so we'll find out what's happening. Finally, a three-pointer goes Czech Republic's way there.
It's raining in Czech Republic. Do you have your umbrella, Renars?
I'm ready to walk without one as long as those balls keep
ready to
rolling.
Get wet. Timeout, Switzerland.
Yeah, I mean, just without hands there, was at risk of losing the ball, so it's going to be put back into play by Karababy there. Ranger Brian again on that three-point line. Eager pass over to Tio, who makes it work. Nice jump there and nice correction coming out from him. 13-point lead to Switzerland. 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Venka Frank, as always, eager to set up a play for his team. Can he do something here? Another risky pass that fails to connect. And now Julio from Switzerland passes over back to Ranger Brian. Good dribble. Nice steal coming out from Balu. Go for it, man. Why?
Renars really in the game.
It's just getting too much at this stage. That
is the mission of a great commentator. This game is actually as pricey as a cup of coffee in Switzerland. The winner gets a chance to compete for the playoffs. It will all depend on a game against Portugal.
Yeah, you know, like this game can come back and haunt you in your dreams if you lose it. No matter who loses it here, it's going to be a tough loss. And with 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, Czech Republic being down by 13 points here to even out the scoreline. Ranger Brian again is wide open and again scores. Make it 16-point difference, and Switzerland breaking the 40-point line.
Switzerland controlling the momentum in the ball game, and there's not much that the Czech Republic can pull off right here to erase this huge 16-point deficit. They have only scored 24 points in total.
Malicek here, difficult shot there. A lot of defensive players in front of him. Ranger Brian now making a break for it. Again goes for a quick three-pointer. This time around, it's not good enough. Just without hands, passes over back to Karababy. Ranger Brian with a potential attempt. This time around, it's going to be Tio who gets the ball. And another three-pointer goes in. Minute and 40 seconds on the clock here for Czech Republic to find an answer. Venka Frank, please tell us the secret to success to your team, as Malicek now in possession of the ball. Another risky pass there. Ranger Brian had the opportunity to intercept two defensive players out of position. Navy is wide open, not taking the shot just yet. Back over to Balu. 3 seconds on the shot clock here. Can he find anything to work with here? A forced shot and a very contested one this time around, as Karababy now towards that right-hand side corner. Tio wide open as well. Pass over to Julio. Wide open three. Doesn't get the ball through, but the rebound is good for just without hands. 10 seconds on the shot clock here in the paint. Does the whole work himself and takes it away home. Pretty much almost securing the victory there for Switzerland.
That's a great dunk for a person without hands. Venka Frank running the point for Czech Republic. Trying to get into the lane. Balu launch in the mid-range. J, it's contested. And it's no good. Ranger Brian and Switzerland securing the W here. We can safely say right now in a game against the Czech Republic, it's a double win, a double lead so far, 48-24. It is the Czech Republic not surviving in their debut in FIBA Esports Open 2. They still have a game against Cyprus remaining. We'll see how they do in that one, but Switzerland is going to battle it out against Portugal for the second seed to the playoffs.
Yeah, so a very important game coming up for them tomorrow. This time around, Switzerland has shown that if you leave Ranger Brian open for those three-pointers, this is exactly what's going to happen here. So a very intense match, a lot of missed opportunities from my perspective. But, you know, as they say, if you're not going to take those shots, nobody else is going to make them for you, you know. So really, if you recognize an opportunity here, you again, emphasizing to anyone listening here, especially if you're from a team that's participating. I mean, just look through the WOD and scroll through the replay. You're going to see so many opportunities, not specifically in this game alone, but this has been a trend in FIBA Esports Open 1 and the second one. Whilst admittedly less situations like these, they still do tend to happen. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not really blaming anyone here. There's a lot of stress on the line, a lot of responsibility. You have 4 other people shouting in your ear, telling you what to do, and
That's good sometimes.
Yeah.
That's good sometimes.
Commentators are not helping as well with being like, what are you doing, you know? So there's a lot riding on your shoulders, but it always makes for a great show.
And you're representing your national federation. I would like to correct myself. The Czech Republic won't be playing against Cyprus, of course. They're in different groups. They will be facing off against Spain first thing tomorrow. But now, before we conclude day one, we're looking forward to the interviews, and the first one is going to be with Rager Brian 98, a guy that's responsible pretty much for the victory of Switzerland. A great performance.